What do we got? About 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. We're going to be getting it in. See what's going on. I'm going to tell you right now, the Monaco free practice was claiming some carnage out there. Good morning, fam. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Let's take a moment to remember and thank everyone who gave everything so we can come here. Hope everyone has a safe and blessed weekend. Smash the like. Yes. Let's take a moment for real. Remember our fallen soldiers, sisters and brothers in the military, myself, Hoorah, Big Navy. And also, I want to say to people out there that there are some people that criticize joining the military. There are some people that criticize members of the military. And I want to say this, don't do that. I don't care if a military member was in there 30 days, 20 years, 25 years. If you never took the initiative to step up and defend your country, defend the rights, defend the freedom and respect of others, don't talk shit. Don't do it. Because you ultimately have no ground to stand on. Those who give us appreciation, those who show us appreciation, those who thank me and thank my brothers and sisters who served in the military for our service, I thank you for thinking of us. And I thank you for supporting us, because a lot of soldiers come out and might need mental support, physical support, and you never know what their story is. So I thank you, Paul. I thank others like you. I thank my brothers and sisters out there, fellow American citizens in the world, my UK, Japan, Africa, everywhere in the world, my human beings, I thank you for appreciating us as military personnel. Big shout out to you. Yes, indeed. It is game time. So, yeah, it's been pretty bad out there in Monaco right now. As far as Lance, we're going to talk about plenty of things right now, but Ferrari seemed to be able to make something happen here. Whether it's going to come into a podium position or even pole position, I don't know. I can tell you also right now, the C6 tire is giving people some fits. The C6 tire is proving to be a challenging tire to get in the working window. Several drivers have had issues with it. Max Verstappen has had issues with it. Now it's just, remember, they introduced this tire, and this is specifically the Grand Prix that I believe they were focusing on to bring that C6, and it just has been a bit problematic, and these drivers and teams are going to have to solve where they're going to want to use this tire. Okay, they're going to have to find out, where do they want to use this tire? How do they want to use this tire? Is this tire even something that they need to use? Is Pirelli going to have to go back to the drawing board on this tire? We don't know, but we will probably see. But this is where things are going to come into showing us where and who we're going to see on the podium come Sunday. We all know Monaco can be a bit of a snooze fest. We also know that qualifying is extremely important at Monaco, because overtaking opportunities are extremely minimal. So it's almost guaranteed that your podium finishers and or race winner will come from one of your top 5 positions. It's very unlikely you're going to see somebody outside of the top 5 come up to win the Monaco Grand Prix. Okay, it's going to come from one of your top 5 finishers, your position holders on the grid. So, and also, I don't think it's supposed to rain. I don't think weather's supposed to be inclement. Also, keep in mind that it would be wild if a Williams could get on pole position for some odd, miraculous reason. If that does happen, then they sit in a very good position to get that. So we'll also see how that's going to happen. A lot of opportunity, though. Oh, YouTube's going to be acting crazy. So we're going to see what do you all think right now as far as pole position, or who do you expect to be who do you expect to not make it? Let's start here. Who do we expect to not make it into Q2? Let's start there. Let's start there first. Who do we expect to not make it into Q2? That's what we're going to poll. And I'm going to give you some options. 083 in the live chat says, good morning or afternoon to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to you, good sir. I'm gonna list our usual suspects. Usual suspects. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Con. Let's go with who else can we put in there? I'm gonna go ahead and have to put my bro in there. You know, my dude. Well, my horse on there that I'm betting for right now. You know, Piastri's my other driver support, but right now me and Mechanic Mercedes have a bet with Colapinto making it above 13 in a Grand Prix during his Alpine stint. How many ever races that Alpine are going to give him to continue at some point in time, making it above 13 position. If he doesn't, then, you know, it's $100 to my brother. But if he makes 13 above, then it's $100 to me. So we're going to see how that goes. Who else can I put my last option who might not make it? And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with Bear. So let me know what y'all think. Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Vote on it. If you vote on it or dance on it, just make sure you have a good time and get you $1. Now, remember, none of this right now matters. Let me not say it doesn't matter. None of this right now is going to give us a clear picture of what we are going to see in Q3. Q3 is when all the chips are pushed to the center of the table. So right now they're getting out there trying to get a feel. Probably in the last, 5 minutes, we're going to see who's really going to make something happen and who's going to make it into Q2, where things are going to start getting a little warmed up, a little bit more hot. So that's where we really want to go into it right there. Yo, and Behrman's got a 10-place grid penalty is crazy. I think Colapinto might end up getting one too. I know Behrman got one, and that's horrible. A 10-place grid penalty as a rookie, that's crazy. But traffic's been a real heavy thing here. All right, and I think Colapinto was going to get a penalty as well. I didn't look up in the reports and see if he actually got dealt that penalty, but he may also be facing the same fate of 10-place grid penalty. And if that's the case, you know, it doesn't matter what you do here. You're just going to be out of it, especially in those teams. Haas, Alpine, even Haas, Alpine, and yeah, those two teams, if they're stuck down there, they're stuck down there. Even Aston Martin may be even at a certain degree. If they get stuck down there, they're only coming up so far. And also, I'm very interested to see what Charles Leclerc is going to do here, coming back where he got that very memorable race win, pole position, also going for a stat where if he gets a pole position here, creeping up into very rare air or very rare a company for drivers who's got that. I think Senna holds the record. So we'll see how he does there as well. So Charles Leclerc, I think winning that GP here, him being here from home, I think he has a certain essence and ability to push a bit more here and there where other drivers may not be accustomed to. The only other driver that I think is going to rival him here right now, and I said this last week, that I think this is where Max Verstappen could possibly get another race win. And that's the only other driver I think that can challenge him here for that pole position. Oscar doesn't seem too comfortable here, and I was already a little bit concerned. Not concerned, but I already kind of felt that it might not be the best showing for Oscar Piastri here as far as qualifying. You got to have several events here under your belt. You got to get used to being close to the wall without hitting the walls. You got to be used to being uncomfortable and pushing hard. And this is just going to be more experience for Oscar. And I think next season he does better. It's not to say that he can't get pole position. It's just to say that drivers like Lewis Hamilton, Alonso, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, even Carlos Sainz, drivers that are very accustomed to this circuit, even if they don't have the best car underneath them in regards to the competitor next to them, if that competitor doesn't have the experience that they have, they likely could do a lot better than them here. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what happens. Mary Beanie in the live chat, 083 in the live chat, Darth in the live chat, Matthew Gubbins in the live chat, Racer X210, Paul in the live chat. Big shout out to everybody. And on this poll so far, 36% of you are 31. Well, it's going back and forth. 36% of you say that Colapinto doesn't make it into Q2. Maria Duncan in the live chat. Big shout out to Maria. Also, they're trying to find ways to make Monaco stay relevant, not even relevant, because it's completely relevant. They're trying to find ways to keep Monaco in the good graces of the spectators, because right now Monaco is not that. It's necessarily not the best race to watch. I honestly have dozed off watching Monaco the race. But as far as, damn, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton at the top of the charts. There goes Max Verstappen with the hot lap. Didn't take long. Didn't take long. Always can count on that. Now, where's McLaren going to be in this fight? Where's McLaren going to kind of fall here? It almost seems like McLaren will fall in 4 or 5 or 3 and 4 if they can't pick it up. So that this is really going to be different. This might be the best opportunity that Ferrari have to get a race win for either one of their drivers until we see anything more for them as far as updates in this car coming alive throughout the season. Monaco right now seems to be the best opportunity for them to try to capture a race win. So we'll see if they can actually make that happen. Definitely looking for something to happen for them. It's been pretty rough for Ferrari this season. Not the best showing. So yeah, definitely looking for something to happen for them. So right now we got Max Verstappen and Lando Norris kicks over with the McLaren to take the provisional pole position in Q1, where Pia is in 8th. And that's pretty much where he's been kind of floating. And I really do think it's just lack of ability to be comfortable in that car here at Monaco, but we'll hopefully see that he'll Pia going up to 2nd. And this is where I think Norris might be able to edge Pia out if he's going to try to get a race win over his teammate who's been on fire as of late. This will probably be a place where Norris can do it. So there's a lot of opportunity here that is circuit predicated for a few teams and drivers, not many. We're talking about for Ferrari to see if they can get either one of their drivers on the top step here at Monaco. We're talking about McLaren, Norris being able to get over on Pia because of his experience and more of Formula One experience in that car here in Monaco. And of course, Max Verstappen, because last week I said similar characteristics to the circuit, 1 DRS zone, not a lot of ability to overtake. Pole position is going to be very heavily dependent here. Max can lay a hot lap. So I did kind of forecast that if he's going to get another race win, it'll be here. And then moving forward, there's another track that I said plus 2 more possibles. But McLaren are going to have to find themselves making some better decisions as far as their team goes, because if they're going to keep having these drivers, Lando and Oscar, taking points off of each other while Max kind of slowly creeps back into it, it's not going to be a good situation. We're going to have to see if McLaren, and it doesn't seem like McLaren's learned their lesson. I'm just going to keep it a buck. McLaren doesn't seem like they've learned their lesson good enough to where I can trust that they're going to make those decisions. We got Leclerc plopping in the 2nd. You know Max Verstappen is going to come back around. He's going to try to lay another hot lap, and he's going to be up in there. Just not sure if he edges it out for all the pole position, but if he does edge it out for pole position, you already know Red Bull don't make a lot of mistakes. Max Verstappen is a very consistent driver. Likely he'll win this race. But if both McLarens can get the front row lockout, it's going to be a hard day for Max Verstappen to win this race. And if he does, credit to him for winning this race. If it's a mix between McLaren and Ferrari and Max Verstappen is caught out in 5th, then you can hang it up. You can hang it up unless there's a stupendous, ridiculous, dumb strategy call, which is possible, especially from Ferrari. Don't count it out. Or there's a poor pit stop and it just really prolongs them getting out in the pit out, and then Max Verstappen beats, so then don't count that out either. So him being 5th isn't completely out of question, but it's going to be hard. So Lance Stroll is continuously making his campaign to not be in Formula One. He's Lance Stroll. I just wonder, how long is Aston Martin going to do this? How long are we going to play this silly little game that my dad owns a team, so I deserve to drive in Formula One? I'm just trying to figure that out. It's not going great. We got Pia at the top. Let's go, Piastri. Remember, this is Q1. Q1, soft touch. Q1 is soft touch. Q2, we start getting into some real jab, body blows, start really getting into it. You know, where you get popped in the eye and things were like, oh, damn, this is getting real. Q3, helmet gear comes off, bodyguard comes off, 8-ounce gloves go on, It's game time. It is game time. Dave's Quattro in the live chat. Big shout out to Dave's Quattro. Miss Dino in the live chat. Big shout out to Miss Dino. We got 4 minutes and 50 seconds for this to completely close out. Right now, drivers in risk of not making it are all of the Racing Bulls, all of the Alpines with Colapinto in front of Gasly and Hulkenberg from Kick Sauber, who will no longer be next season. Anthony Carrier in the super chat says McLaren needs to figure out who their number one is. I completely agree, bro. I was just making that point not even a few minutes ago. Then execute. They have this car. And I agree with you. I agree with you. And you know what? Let's poll that. Let's poll that and see what other people think about that. All right, poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Vote on it. If you dance on it, make sure you get $1. Paul in the super chat says, awesome four-way battle sim racing last night with Racer X, Hill, and myself for the entire race. Epic bros flying. Smash the like button. Man, those brothers, man. Boom. Definitely smashing on that, man. Who ended up winning the race? Who ended up winning that race, brother? You said it was a four-way battle, so it was you, Racer X, and Hill. Who was the fourth person? Because that just makes 3 right now. Who was the fourth person battling? Was Wildcat mixed in that, or was it somebody else that's not in the Wolfpack Grudge Racing fam? And then who also won that battle? 3 minutes left. Leclerc is at the top of the charge for provisional pole position. Woo! Leclerc might be trying to claim another race win here. S450 with the win. Yes, S450, bro. Y'all, hey, you already know. S450 be getting that Racer X210 tuning in. Well, how's that new setup going, Racer X210? Yo, Leclerc is booming right now. He might be in the groove. Remember, he had like tunnel vision. He said he was just zoned in, couldn't even think about anything else. Here at this type of circuit, that matters. Balls and mental fortitude focus is extra horsepower. Metaphorically speaking, in a circuit where you got to be able to push the limits because your car is too big for this damn track. It's going to matter. It is going to matter. Russell up in the 4th. I'm kind of surprised in that. Russell up in the 4th. That's not bad for Mercedes. Antonelli in 7 in the top 10 still. Antonelli having a good rookie season. Unfortunately, didn't get to finish in Italy last week, but coming out, Hadjar in 10. I'm like, Hadjar is solid, man. He is solid. Paul in the super chat says, I got it this week. Green King was 4th. Got you. Okay. Bet. I'm not familiar with Green King unless somebody changed their name. So, what's up, Phoenix Black in the live chat? I see you, Phoenix Black. All right, we got 1 minute and 52 seconds. Leclerc right now on provisional pole for Q1 session. Could this change before we close Q1 out? Right now, your drivers in jeopardy of not making it are Bortoleto, Alonso, Stroll, Behrman, and Colapinto. So 36% said Colapinto would not make it into Q2, and it's looking like 36% might indeed be right, along with some other drivers there were. 083 says, as I said before, McLaren management and strategic race calls are officially sus. Facts. Facts, bro. Uno in the super chat says, blessing twin and everyone for Ferrari, McLaren, other teams just need to concentrate on strategy and not bother about Red Bull, Lemon, Sir. Hey, man, that is true. Red Bull also needs to just worry about themselves as well, man. You know, Christian Horner was trying to talk about, it's just something all the teams do, just trying to find out and ask the FIA what we can and can't do. No, what you're doing is asking the FIA to investigate McLaren. That's what you're doing. Stop the corniness. You're asking McLaren to be investigated by the FIA. That's what you're doing. You're not just trying to find out what you can and what you can't do. You want to know what it is that McLaren is doing and is legal, and can y'all investigate them the same way you did with Lewis Hamilton when you had his rear wing investigated with a partnership of creating the standard test to test an opponent's car, and then your driver fondled the car. Shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Right now, we still got Leclerc up there. Cut that time down. The McLaren's brought that gap down a little bit to try to get in there, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. at the end of Q1, but it is enough for them to make it into Q2. And right now in that drop-off zone, we're going to officially see who's last and who will be in there. And right now it looks like we got all of Aston Martin in there. Doesn't look like Verstappen comes up to third. Hamilton in fourth. I'm not mad at that. And the thing is, you want to have, at a circuit like this for sure, you want your teammate close so that you all can strategize a lot better and make it more impactful. So those Ferraris would prefer to be right next to each other or to split opposing teams and drivers. So you don't want two McLarens on the back of Leclerc without Hamilton there. You don't want two McLarens on the back of Hamilton without Leclerc there. Verstappen's going to be on his own, but he's going to be on his own, and he's been on his own before, so he can make things work on his own, but he just can't make it work for Constructors Championship, but he can make it work for himself as a driver. That's something that he's kind of been facing since Sergio Perez kind of just started dropping off and not wanting to be in Red Bull, and Yuki hasn't quite got his bearings with the car yet, so we'll see what happens on that. But, oh, we got a red flag, yo. Oh, my gosh. It looks like we got an incident right there between Ocon and maybe Antonelli. Or no, maybe Antonelli? Who's the problem? Why do we have a red flag? What is going on? Yo, Paul says, how about all these purple badges? That's fam riding together for 2 years. Kimi Antonelli is who it was. 2 years or more. Congrats, everyone. Thank you to all our service. Yo, bro. Is up. Antonelli is out of there. I wonder if Mechanic Mercedes is going to say anything about that. Damn. Red flag. So that's going to close that session out. Thank goodness it happened at the end of the session, though. We were just talking about him not having the best chance last race and now here. And I don't even hold this against Antonelli. Monaco has been very problematic for several drivers across different teams. Ferrari, Aston Martin, shit. Damn, who else? McLaren. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But red flag at this point of time in the session, I can deal with it because it shouldn't prolong us too much beyond the break we were already going to have to clear that up off track so we can go ahead and get going with Q2. So right there, drop off. Colapinto is dropped off. Stroll is dropped off. Gasly dropped off. Behrman dropped off. And Bortoleto dropped off. All of Alpine is out in Q1. All of Alpine is out in Q1. Yikes. Antonelli out of qualifying, but not out of the race. So that's good. At least he's not out of the race. So right there, he probably can understand something and get it out. Damn, man, I got to see about some running boards. So right now, Leclerc is taking it. Well, it is game. That is it. It is now into Q2 we go, and to see who's going to damn make this happen. And I just want to send another big shout out to all my Wolfpack fam. Purple badges, blue badges, but these purple badges, y'all got to understand what that stands for. When you see purple and blue badges, that stands for longevity and cohesiveness. That stands for legit OGs of the Wolfpack fam, thick and thin, through all the troublesome men and women and people we've had in and out of here, the trolls that have infiltrated, the moments of being down because people were trying to tear the channel down and trying to get me banned from YouTube. Those badges standing for Wolfpack. All right, they stand for something. So big shout out to you all. Okay, so listen, we're chilling right now. We're waiting for them to come back in. We got Chris Cola. What's up, member, for 3 months? Congratulations. Stroll in the garage looking like a spoiled brat. That's what he does, man. Pout. That's what he does. But he can go ahead and carry it on to the motorhome because he won't be needed out here right now. He can go ahead and hop on the sticks. Hey, this is what I mean. Look at how hard he tries to go just because it's Lewis Hamilton. Look at how hard he tries to go onto that radio message. Come on now. Max Verstappen over the top because it's Lewis Hamilton. Absolute. Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Over the top because it's Lewis Hamilton. Come on, bro. Hey, that's why I don't be tripping about when I go in on Max Verstappen. I don't give two damns about none of the trolls that come here. I don't give two damns. Bro, let me tell you why he's really frustrated. He's really frustrated because he's not in the top three. That's why he's really frustrated. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't count Max Verstappen out for getting pole, but if he doesn't get pole, it's going to be everybody else's fault, and he's going to act like a spoiled brat. That's what he's going to do. He's upset right now because he's not in top three currently, but he can get there. And I'm going to tell you right now, Antonelli not making it in the Q2 or Q3, he's definitely, that time's going to fall. Good thing is he won't fall any further than 15. He's there. So if it had been anything else, he'd definitely be. But being 15, I don't know if Antonelli can, jeez. I don't want to count the youngster out because I think I like him and he's promising. But how much of that can Antonelli salvage? 15 starting, barring there's no, investigations or penalties. Can he salvage that to get a top 10 finish? Because he's got Hulk. I think he can do better. I think he can get out in front of Hulkenberg. I think he can overtake Ocon. I think some of his battle will come with Hadjar and Yuki. Lawson, I'm not really concerned about. I think Hadjar and Yuki is where he's going to find his. And you got to remember, this track does not do good for overtake. So, yeah, I don't know how much of that he can salvage. I'm thinking maybe 11th. I don't know if he can creep into the top 10, but if he does, shout out to him. Shout out to him. 083 in the super chat says, yes, the crybaby is at it again. I'm telling you, bro. Telling you, over the top because it's Lewis Hamilton, but you already know this is a circuit where I forecasted that he could get a race win. If he's not, Max knows it. And remember what I said, if he's fifth, that's a hard day's work to win that race. But the positive outlook on that for Max with McLaren is they suck with strategy call. I don't want to say they suck. They've made a lot of mistakes in strategy call. I think that's fair. And Ferrari have sucked at strategy calls. Now that's fair. Uno in the super chat says, Twin, the last sentence was, come on, not limp. Hey, brother, I got you. It's okay, man. It's okay. Hey, man. Hey, I'll be miskeying sometime too, brother. It don't matter, man. I appreciate you, Uno. I appreciate you. I know you don't want to say lemon, right? He's a lemon out here. All right, so we got 15 minutes on the clock. Track is cleared. We are about to get back into it for Q2, see where we're going to go from here. Big shout out to Phoenix Black in the super chat saying Kimmy has a tough day ahead of him on race day for sure. And I hope all's well with you, Jay. Wolfpack family up, man. Brother, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm sore as hell right now. I can tell you that. Big thanks, though, bro. Big thanks. Matter of fact, let me see. I can get my med down here real quick because I'm going to need that. We got about, 30 minutes for sure. Hold on, chat. All right, y'all. Okay, big shout out to everybody that's in here. Big shout out to everybody standing in for the live chat. Big shout out to Sylvia Wick Kelly, one of my moderators. Big shout out to Galactus if he's in here as well. Sylvia Wick Kelly checking in. Big shout out to Sylvia Wick Kelly. Let me tell y'all something. Sylvia Wick Kelly has undergone a lot of challenges in life, as many of us have. But Sylvia Wick Kelly has undergone some challenges, and I'm just speaking not because nobody else hasn't, but because I just want to congratulate her on her resilience and her perseverance in the face of adversity and challenges to not stay down. She continues to get up. She continues to walk forward. And most importantly, she continues to be kind and thoughtful and considerate of others, all while going through everything that she goes through. And that is a real good personality trait that exists in our family, that exists with many of them. Paul, Racer X, Mary Beanie, Galactus, Derwin. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that. Jesse James Bell, may he rest in peace. Those characteristics are woven through our family, and that's what holds us together. So, it's just big shout out to Sylvia Wick Kelly. I know what you've been through. Maybe not everything, but I know a lot, and I know you are strong because of it. And I'm giving you a big shout out for being that strong person and a strong person for others that you've been supporting and that you've been caring for. I commend you, Sylvia Wick Kelly. So on a Memorial Day weekend where we are commending our fallen soldiers, I commend you for doing what you do, being a soldier in your own household, in your own family. Shout out to you. Oh my gosh! If it wasn't for those asterisks, I wouldn't have seen that. But yeah, I can't say that because it's very hard for me to say that word in regards to women. But yeah, you can't keep a good woman down. Can't keep a good woman down. Oh my goodness! Galactus in the house. What's up, my brother? All right, man, here we go. We all off in it. Do Uno in the super chat says Zero's right on Crybaby saying Lewis messing. Yeah, he just out there crying and petitioning and being a buster. Being a buster. Yeah, that's what he's doing, being a buster, man. Straight up being a buster. All right, so we back on track, clear 13 minutes. Right now, Hulk's in there, and that is completely temporary. Not going to be the case for long. We are still going to be looking for our top 3 teams to return to the top of these charts, and that is going to be McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, and with maybe a possible surprise of Williams kind of breaking in there. We'll see. DG Big Blue Navy, hoorah. Do you think 2 pit stops will make Monaco a difference? I don't think so. I don't think it makes a big difference. I think it can have an impact if teams mess up their pit stops and then position change. But I think it says something if you have to do that, hoping that implementing an additional pit stop where you're trying to facilitate and see if teams will mess up, and that might kind of change the driving order. It still says that this circuit is not updated enough and that it needs to go, and it's not worth it. Because before too long, you're going to get into a bunch of antics to try to make this relevant. Racer X210 says, my TP Sylvia Wick, whoop, whoop, truly one of one. Facts. 10 toes down. Indeed. All right, Chad, here we go. We got Leclerc back at the top again. We got Hamilton in 3, Norris right there in 2nd. Pierre should be joining them shortly. Max Verstappen as well. Hulkenberg, okay. Okay, Hulkenberg. All right. I wasn't trying to disrespect you, but I was just trying to talk about you. But Hulkenberg, Ocon. Okay, Ocon, enjoy your time at the top while it lasts. Albon in top 3. Albon, listen, I know Albon's been a bit vocal, but I like it. And let me tell you why I like it. I like it because it is a result of him feeling like they can be extremely competitive more so than they have been in the past. And feeling that competitiveness and feeling like you have something where you can legitimately compete for points every weekend it's going to make you want more. And in making you want more, you're going to demand more. And in demanding more, you're going to talk a bit more to your team about things that they're doing that they shouldn't be doing. So I like what I'm seeing from Albon. I do. And I think it's a good attribute to see that he has that. But before it wasn't as if he had to display that, because what were they going to do? We weren't really going anywhere. We don't have the car. We don't have the development. That's not the case anymore. Not the case anymore. Lando at the top, Leclerc in second, and Lim, Lawson, and Hadjar 3 and 4. That is temporary. Paul in the super chat says, this is our fam. We raise everyone up. If anyone falls, we pick them up, dust them off, give them some love, and put them back on top rung. Much love, bro. Well said, too. Well said there, bro. Mary Beanie in the super chat says, that's my sister, Sylvia Wick, and she my rock. And also, Sylvia Wick Kelly will poke you in the eye, chop you in the throat, kick you in your shin, and push you down in a playground fight. I know she'll do it. The Leon son says, I feel a little... Man. Okay, we got to poll that. 70% say McLaren got to get on it now. Russell's reporting that he's lost power. Mercedes is having a rough day. Mercedes having a rough day. Galactus in the chat says, Williams really moved up the grid. Salute to them for sure. All right, I got to poll that, Leon. Damn. Look at Russell trying to move it. He like, I wonder how much that really works. All right, we're putting a poll in the chat. Poll in the chat. We got another red flag. Damn it, Mercedes is bringing these red flags out, just prolonging our session. This is not going to be good. They did stop the clock. Pia is in 12th right now. No, 13th right now. I don't think that's going to stay that way. I think this is a result of the flag. It's not going to stay that way. I think he'll surely come up. If Pia gets 13th, there's something extremely wrong there. Lawson and Hadjar in 5 and 6 is absolutely awesome if it were ever going to be realized, but I don't think that's realized either. Let me see, baby. Is that it? Yeah, that is it. Can you bring Daddy a bottle of water, please? Nah, just bring me one out the counter, room temperature. Thank you, baby. Damn, this red flag is going to prolong us. We're going to see what happens. This is making quality. I ain't gonna lie. This is the best event of the weekend. It's qualifying. This is the most action we're going to get. This is the most adverse situation. This is the most, this happened, surprises. Outside of this, race Sunday, I just don't see a lot happening. Like I said, I've dozed off before. Now Russell is done. He's probably going to be, he is definitely pissed. And Mercedes is out of it. Mercedes is out of it, man. Antonelli's already back. Russell is now out. Mercedes is coupled at 14 and 15. And that's going to be rough. Only thing they have working for them is that they can work together. It's the only thing they got working for them right now. Hold on. Oh, thanks, baby. Okay, appreciate it. I forgot to take it beforehand. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you.
You want to take
Love
the water?
you. No, I'll keep the water. Thanks, baby. All right, here we go. Well, okay. Paul and Stupid, get Kleenex on the horn. Woody about to flood the car. Woody about to talk about it's raining in his helmet. Now listen, what I do expect to see from Russell is on the after he gets done in the interview, he's probably gonna be teary-eyed. He'll probably be teary-eyed. Russell's one of the ones he cry mad. Russell's a cry mad fighter. When he get really mad, he cry. But hey, remember what I said though? I had told you all I questioned Mercedes and them being able to mechanically stay sound through the season, more so about their temperature sensitivity. And as of late, they've been kind of on the downside, been a little bit on the downside. As we get more and more into the summer, we're going to see how these things are going to turn out for Mercedes. Damn, this is going to be a minute to recover this thing. They pushing that. Look, they pushing that thing. That's how I looked in the days. I never ran out of gas, but this is how I look in the days when, oh, now look, they taking over. Like, okay, y'all take over from here. They got to pass the car on sector to sector to other marshals. Here, y'all take over from here. Now we got four more. We got four other dudes pushing the car. Oh, my gosh. They like pretty much like a bobsled team right now. RaceX210 in the super chat says, looks like Hamilton might be dodging bullets with Mercedes engine. Ferrari hasn't had an engine failure so far this season, if I'm correct. No, I don't. I do not recall Ferrari having an engine problem. I think it was some situation with Lewis in the shifts, but not with the PU problem. So hopefully you don't jinx it. Hopefully you don't jinx it. But yeah, we definitely looking. You know what? It's hard for me, y'all. I'm just a builder at heart. Like I always want to be able to build something. So this phase of my life has been very challenging for me, for real. I'm always hands-on, always on the go, always willing to be untethered so I can run. My body is just, this is going to be a real challenging entire year for me. And as the summer gets in, I might have Mercedes problems. I'm probably going to have Mercedes problems as the summer kicks in. I'm talking about Mercedes. I'm going to have overheating issues. You know, I don't even sweat anymore because of procedures I had. So it's not sweating doesn't allow you to cool yourself off. So I got Mercedes problems. I got Mercedes power unit problems, y'all. Let's see. Now here's the big problem. If there is too much damage to the car, then you're out of the race. In the old days, they had the backup. Right. In the old days, they can hop out the car, boom, run back to the pits, get in the garage, peel off in another car. Not today. Not today. Nah, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it, and you out of there. That was funny sometimes to watch older racing events. You see drivers running back, cross the track, through the paddock, or through the pits, hop in a car, take back off. It was wild, bro. It was wild. Hey, I ain't lie. That was a certain element of racing that could be appreciated, though. Big shout out to Will Kelly. All right, y'all. Waiting for this clock to start. Waiting for the track. Said to be clear. Waiting to get Russell out of there so we can get back on and make this thing happen. Yo, Paul, bro. Paul. Man, I forgot to tell you something, Paul. I just couldn't, Paul. I'm talking specifically to Paul because he recently got a Chevy Blazer, I believe. Bro, I just can't do these new trucks. The new trucks, the new Tahoes, I can't do them, bro. They don't seem as stout and strong to me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be loyal to a truck that's been loyal to me for almost 400,000 miles, still the original engine. My Tahoe has 375,000, almost 900 miles on it. And it's still the original engine. And I'm not mad if that engine goes out, I'm going to replace it. But Paul, I'll take that old truck and been giving it some love, brother. Been giving it some love. Telling you, I've been giving it some love. I gotta show you. I gotta show you. I'm gonna have to put it up. I have to put it up in a family chat. We'll share it in the Discord, man. But yeah, giving that truck some love. It's coming along. Now, of course, I can't personally be out there a lot doing nothing besides kind of letting people know this is what I need done. And every now and then I go out to my little workstation to sit down and work on some things, some custom things, and make it happen on the workbench. But man, I'm going to tell you, bro, I redid my emblem. That shit's damn near took me out. Man. It will resume. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we should be back on and running. 2 minutes, we should be back on and running. Let's see what y'all said in the poll position. 51%. So it's kind of split. 53%. It's kind of split. So kind of yes, but some people kind of know, and I'm kind of with that. But I think I would have to look at Charles on pole before I see Lewis on pole. I honestly think that. But now that Mercedes is out of it, that opens the door up for 2 other cars or 2 other drivers to sneak into the top 10. So, who could it be? Is Hulkenberg a beneficiary of the 2 outings of Mercedes? Or is Alonso going to be the beneficiary of that with 2 Mercedes out? Big shout out to RacerX210 says older vehicles are the best when reliability matters. Bro, no lie there. No lies told right there. Paul in the super chat says, my wife and I 8-year anniversary Tuesday. How about she put up with me that long? Not one argument. I have a 2006 Silverado and a 22. Bro, I got the 2007 Tahoe. Best generation of Tahoe ever. Yo, I got to, man, come on now. I got to sit big happy anniversary to you all. And tell the wife I said, thank you for putting up with him for this long. Big shout out to y'all, man. That is a beautiful thing. I am absolutely happy for you both. Absolutely thankful to know you both in the time. And I got to go ahead and we got to put some, at Paul, man, that's a beautiful thing, brother. 2 people in union that long, loving each other, caring for each other, ups and downs, growing, continuously growing and still accepting each other's growth. Salute to you. Anthony Carey in the super chat says, I've never changed tires on a truck before getting another one. Damn, bro. Yeah, I'm going to show y'all this Tahoe come along, man. He said, J-Rob said, like a rock. Man, look, I'm going to show y'all, man. Let me show y'all something, man. I'm going to show y'all what it looked like before. Show y'all what it's looking like now. I'm telling you. Let me see what we got. Let me see, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm loving my truck, bro. But I'm telling you, it's rough. It's rough, but I'm gonna show you, man. Look at it. Look at this truck, man. Look at that truck. This is what it is, man. That's what it is. That's what it at. All right, that's what it is. You can see the front right there. Let me show you what it's looking like now, though. Let me show. And this is why I say, you know, I'm a car builder. I love building cars. Let me show you what it's looking like now. Oh yeah. We'll package real when it comes to some car stuff. We'll pack real when it comes to some car stuff. Oh, don't count us out. Don't count me out when it. See, that's what I said. A lot of people in here, they ain't even touched the car in their life. Never been in a race in their life. Never had a performance car in their life. But man, I'm telling you, I'll put better pictures of it in the Discord. Oh yeah, 95 Integra, 13 years for sure. For sure. Hamilton definitely go up to, I think he definitely gonna go up to top 5. All right, chat, let's get it in. We're on the track. It's 8 minutes left. Let's get back to some qualifying session to see what we're going to be looking like, who's going to be looking more clear to be the pole sitter. Lando Norris is at the top. Oscar Piastri's got a bit of distance to close up, which I'm pretty sure he will close it up. I really would like to see Yuka Tsunoda in the top 10 and to have a decent overall race without any issues. And then let's also see where Hamilton and Leclerc are going to pair up. Verstappen's right there in second. I definitely think he's going to be somewhere in the top 5, if not top 3. But if those McLarens push him out and Leclerc gets pole position, I think he ends up 4 or 5. And then we also have to see where Hamilton can sit and what he can do. 083 in the super chat says, Chevy Tahoe, 300,000 miles strong, nice. Have my 2005 G35 Coupe. That is a solid Nissan to have, bro. That's a solid Nissan to have. For 18 plus years, took this Infiniti from 30,000 miles to 194,000. They don't make cars like that. That's a real Nissan power, bro. I had a S13 SR20 red top built, bro. I know what that Nissan power's like. Galactus in here says, I'm 26. My Charger of 300 will be 20 years, 120,000 miles. In 26, my Charger, damn. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, man, for you to have a Dodge Chrysler product, you really are pushing some envelopes there. Really pushing some envelopes there. Car talk while we watch some motorsports. Got to have it. Matter of fact, putting some honey buns up in the chat. with some French toast since I can't have it no more. Oh, did Lewis Damn, I thought, Lewis Hamilton up to second spot. Let's go. Leclerc in first spot. 2 Ferraris at the top right now, but it is only Q2. It's only Q2. It is only Q2. Let's go. Lando and Pia 3 and 4. Yeah. Yeah. This is the best action you're going to get this whole weekend. Once the race comes, it's over. Tomorrow it's over, but we'll still be here live. And we'll be in the Discord tomorrow as well. Yo, that was nice. That was nice. That was nice. Albon and Sainz still in the top 10. Hadjar and Lawson. Yo, like I said, somebody's going to be a beneficiary of 2 Mercedes going out. That's just going to happen. Somebody's going to benefit from 2 Mercedes going out. We're just going to see who is actually going to be the one benefiting from that. Man. Or if you got 2 Ferraris and 2 McLarens back to back, you talking about a real tough day. That's a real tough day. But you still got 2 teams back to back that make undoubtedly ridiculous mistakes. So the window's still open. The door's still cracked. The Leon says Lewis is going to win this GP. His car is better. Oh my gosh, bro. That's a big call. 2007 CZ06, 615 wheel horsepower with an attitude. Bro, you got a Z06 and it's a C6. That's one of my favorite body styles of the vet, bro. That C6 is a nice body style. Nice body style. I think that's the body style. Still got the individuals, the circle lights in the rear with a bit shorter nose. And I think the next generation had more kind of like the Camaro squared more tail lights. But either way it goes, that's a nice, yo, bro, you running. You running. I'm giving you some major props. Chevy power in here. As GM is going to be on the grid next season, and then we have to weather that storm. All right, chat, 4 minutes, 4 minutes. We ought to be getting some in the pits. We ought to be diving in the pits, trying to get some things done. 083 is in the super chat, says, if Lewis and Charles lock out the front row, right. What? We're talking about race win for one of the Ferraris. And you kind of got to lean towards Charles because he's done it already before. He's been in the team longer, and he's pretty efficient around this circuit. Right now, we got Lando Norris at the top of the charts for provisional pole position, while P is in 4th. Max Verstappen is in 6th, trying to see what he's going to do with that. Remember, Max Verstappen can lay a hot lap at any given time, so look for him to make some progress on that for sure. Somebody's on that damn horn. I mean, somebody's on that horn. Damn, let's go. Let's go. Yo, this is looking good. This is looking good. This is looking crazy. Qualifying is where we got to get our excitement. Qualifying is where we got to really get into it. Albon still leading right there. Sainz in 8th. Yuki in 10th. Alonso. And it looks like Alonso and Lawson are going to benefit. Yuki likely benefit too. If we still had 2 Mercedes in the fight right here for qualifying, I'm not putting those Mercedes out of the top 10. I think Antonelli has shown us, even as a rookie, he's good enough to put his car in a good position. And we already know Russell has that ability. But Hadjar, I don't want to see him out in Q2. I'm just going to keep it a buck. And it might be a little bit of biasness because I like his story. I like what's going on with him. I think he's a solid driver. I don't want to see him out in Q2. I want to see him make it into Q3 just to put more hardiness on his resume as a new Formula One driver. Because I think as the seasons pass, I think he's surely going to improve. And I like his personality, his character. Max Verstappen going up to 3rd right there, unable to get the provisional pole position, but creeping up and making some progress there, splitting the Ferraris, the Lewis Hamilton and Leclerc. Right now, we're trying to see if P is going to be able to bring it up to get a front row lockout for McLaren, or at least mix it up, which makes it even better right there. If you get some McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari mix up, nice little mix in the pot, nice little ingredient for maybe a better, more interesting race on Sunday. Sunday. We'll see what happens. Only a minute and 30 seconds remaining in Q2 before we get to where you got to push all the chips to the center of the table. That's what happened. Okay, now I understand race X210. I got you. I'm trying to figure out what was going on. So I'll rebuild that. I'll rebuild that for you, man. Since I know you're on here, I'll rebuild that for you. Now I understand. Got you. I was kind of trying to figure out what was going on, but now thank you for letting me know that. Alonso on the radio. Alonso's been crying a lot too lately, though. Alonso been whining a little bit. This will make him happy because he's been on his crybaby soapbox lately. All right, drivers in the drop-off zone as we coming up on 20 seconds are Hadjar, Hulk, Ocon, and like I said, 2 drivers are going to benefit. And the last 2 drivers that are going to benefit, Yuki gets slid out. Sainz pops over and Lawson's in 10th. Damn. Ooh-wee. Checkered flag drops. Albon pops over. Ooh, Albon, let's go, bro. Albon popping up to the top 3 spot. Let's make it happen. Sheesh. Sits in front of Max Verstappen with that time right now. Damn. Anthony Carey says, check out Swag Show off in Discord. Bet. When I get off here, I will for sure. Hadjar, let's go, baby. Hadjar, let's go, baby. Hadjar is not out. He is in the Q3. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes, sir. We can definitely work with that. Hadjar power. Let's get it, man. P up to 4th. Pushing Max down to 5th, Hamilton in 6th. Yes, sir. Ocon, congratulations to Q3. Lawson, congratulations to Q3. Alonso, you can stop crying. You can put that Kleenex down. Congratulations. Welcome to Q3. Ooh. That could be bad. Good thing he's going back to the garage. 083 in the super chat says, the one thing that scares everyone on the grid is that if Lewis gets on a roll, it's going to be next to impossible to stop him. That is true. I still think that is a concern for not even just people on the grid, spectators that hate on Hamilton. I think that's a concern. That car is going to need to be inspected for sure. Yuki not happy right now. Yuki is not happy. It's all right, though. Still, Yuki was the better option from the get-go, and he still is the better option. Ooh, sheesh. Hulkenberg getting on that wall. You know what was funny to me? Listen to commentators kind of have a double standard about their take on drivers. I think it was Bortoleto, and then it was Max Verstappen, right? So I think it was Bortoleto. I know for sure the other driver was Max Verstappen. But either way it goes, any other driver than Max Verstappen, the commentators were like, oh, that was too close. I think it was Jakesy. That was too close. That was too close. Max Verstappen gets closer and gets even closer. It's like, oh, Max getting super duper close to the wall. So on one driver, it's too close because he's getting that close and ain't wrecked. Max gets close to the wall. It's like super duper. It's like, man, y'all kill me with this, man. Y'all kill me with this double stand. That's why I don't mind that I'm gonna keep throwing it out there. That's why I do not mind at all. Sainz getting caught out right there. But I'm going to tell you right now, I know Sainz is not going to be happy with that. But I know we're at Monaco. But I just think that Sainz is going to be good to get into the top 10 by the end of tomorrow's race. I think he's good to do that. He's got Ocon and Lawson in front of him. I think Sainz can make something happen. Now, when he gets to Alonso's experience, and if that Aston Martin's running even remotely competitive, I think that'll be where a problem is. But I think Sainz can creep into the points tomorrow, and we still can see 2 Williams cars in the points. Now, Albon, talking about a success Cinderella story right now. If Albon legitimately can pole position 3rd, which is a tall order, imagine Albon on podium for Williams. Rockstar party. That's all I got to say. Rockstar party. Love it. Love it, man. I love it for Albon if that happens. I love it for Williams. I like it for Williams. I don't like to say I love anything that can't love me back. They don't love me. They don't give me no love back. I like it a lot for Williams, for sure. For sure. All right, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Time to see who you got for pole position. Matter of fact, let's put some options up there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna mix some things up in here. See if it's gonna finish out like it is. We can go with that. I'm gonna change that because I don't know if Albon literally is gonna be there. Next, I will go with another option we'll throw in there. Oh. And then the final option. Poll coming, chat. Poll coming. All right, poll coming in the chat. Let me know. What do y'all think for the top 3 of qualifying? I gave you some options mixed in there. Norris, Leclerc, Pia is the first option. Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton is your second option. And then your third option coming up is going to be Verstappen, Leclerc, Pia, or Norris, Pia, and Verstappen. Let me know. Oh, man, y'all hop right on that. Right out the gate, Leclerc, Verstappen, and Hamilton mixed in there. That would be a whole 3-team mixed battle with Ferrari, Red Bull. Well, actually, Ferrari and Red Bull right there. But nobody's filling the Norris, Pia, Verstappen option. 70. Okay, so a lot of you are filling the Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton. Nobody's on the Norris, Pia, Verstappen option, though. We're going to see how that turns out. So I'm going to leave that up for a little while, at least until Q3 starts, and then I'm going to take it out of there. Nobody is filling the Norris, Pia, Verstappen option. Nobody thinks that that's going to be a possibility. A McLaren front row lockout with Max Verstappen in third. Damn. So some of y'all think Leclerc split the McLarens and that Verstappen could split the McLaren. So both basically, all right, we'll see how that goes for sure. All right, we got the clock cleared out. 12 minutes on. Track is clear. We're about to be in Q3. I'm about to take that off as soon as the first car hits the track. I will take that off. We're only between our top 10 drivers. Nobody else is going to be dropped off. The last drivers that got dropped off is Yuki and Sainz and Hulk, with 2 gifts from Mercedes by 2 drivers making it in. And likely those 2 drivers right there would have been Lawson and Ocon, would likely have not been here had Mercedes went out. So congratulations. You got a gift from Mercedes. Send them a Christmas card. And it is going to be time to see where we're going to end up for this pole position. Right now, Max is outside of the top 3 currently. Will that stay like that? Don't really know. And I really don't think so. I think I've seen him do it too many times. You've seen him do it plenty of times. Whether we like the guy or not, Max Verstappen, and I always say it, and I've coined the phrase, is good for laying down a hot lap. Just good for laying down a hot lap. So I don't know if he is there. He's going to give up one of the race events I thought he could have had in his 7 race win opportunities for this season. So he'll give one up because I gave a 2 and a possible on some other ones. So if he gives this one up, this is one track I thought if there was an opportunity for Red Bull to get another race win with Max Verstappen, that this track was it. And I get it. People like opportunity. No, I'm just saying that these cars are competitive now. These drivers are more competitive with machinery underneath them that's competitive now. And Max Verstappen has not looked like the dominant Max Verstappen when you got competitive cars with competitive drivers next to him. So that's all I'm saying. It's not a walk in the park anymore. And when it's not a walk in the park, we get to see how good you really are. And he is really good. But you can't count him out. You can't count Max out for a hot lap. He is still a very good driver. And Red Bull is still a very fast and reliable team. So we will see. But McLaren, I think if I polled it right now and said, who do you trust more when it comes to strategy? McLaren, Ferrari, or Red Bull? I think even if you don't like Red Bull, if you're being objective and being clear, you're going to vote Red Bull. Matter of fact, we're going to poll that because we got the first cars coming out. That ends 65% said you think Leclerc, Verstappen, and Hamilton. All right, so that's what you think. So I'm about to poll this right now. All right, here we go. L, RBR, Ferrari. Oh, I'm going to throw another option in there for sure. All right, poll in the chat. Let me see what y'all say. Who would you trust more with strategy? Who are you trusting more with strategy? 100% Red Bull so far. Hey, look at that. It's overwhelming who you're going to trust with strategy. Overwhelming. Now, I do got a question that I think will split that vote. I do have a question coming up next where I think it'll split that vote for who you trust more with something else. But I'm definitely going to trust Red Bull more with strategy, for sure. And some people don't want to say it, but the fact that you say it means that you're objective and realistic, because it's just a real thing. So 77%. Okay, I got another question. I got another question for you. Let me ask you this. All right, here we go. Let me see. I think this is where the vote will be split. I think the vote will be split right here. Who do you trust more with pit stop? Who are you going to trust more with pit stops? All right, once, right now it's just soft touching right now until we get like in the 8 minutes, they're not even really warmed up yet. This is where I think the vote will be split some. It should be split. I can't say it should, but holy crap. Ferrari, somebody's trusting Ferrari with pit stops more than McLaren? That's crazy. McLaren holds the world record for pit stops at 1.8 seconds. That's wild. I'm surprised. I knew the vote would be split, but I thought it would be split more between McLaren and Red Bull. Damn, that's wild. I still think with the body of work, I'm going with McLaren. I know they made some mistakes in the last race, but damn, I'm a little thrilled by that. I'm actually a little thrilled by that. You actually kind of duped me. You kind of tricked me there. All right, I got another question to ask you then. Right there, we got Norris and Pia at the top. Norris and Pia at the top. Remember what we said? I'm gonna put what we said as far as the results. I'm finna put them in the chat. These were the results for the vote. It was Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton is what we led. The one that got the least was Norris, Pia, and Verstappen. Right now, it's looking like a Norris, Pia. Who's gonna be that third? 8 minutes. Got a little time because there's some times that go on. Yo, Ferrari and McLaren are clouding that top position. Clouding it. Paul in the super chat says McLaren does have fastest, but okay, that's fair. Hey, that's fair. But enough mistakes for you to trust Ferrari more? Oh man, I just think it's so tight for me with that. I know on strategy they make a lot of, it's just tight. We might have to see what happens this weekend. All right, chat. This is wild to see Lim Lawson in the top 7 right now. It just shows you the rearranging that Monaco can bring to a qualifying event, being the most important day of Monaco. And I don't even like that they allow a party on the track, the circuit, and it kind of regresses the track evolution. I don't even like that they do that. Like, find another place to have your party. Don't have your party on the track and on race weekend where all types of things are getting spilled. And I just don't think that's a smart thing. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. Rolling it up, rolling it up. All right, they're going to the pit. This is the game. This is the game right here. Paul in the super chat. I am super duper hungry all of a sudden. And I take that pill. It's like, boom. Def, not Ferrari. Laugh out. Red Bull have solid pitch, right? Right. I'm definitely not rolling with Ferrari. I'm definitely not rolling with Ferrari on strategy or a pit stop. They got to do a little bit more for me. All right, I got another question for you. As of right now. All right, here we go. All right, here y'all go, Chad. I know this is going to be a funny one. Leon San says Ham, Norris, and Leclerc. Ham needs to work on sector 1 and 3. Okay. He's there though. He can get there. He can possibly get there. You know, can he find, and this is still very positive for Lewis Hamilton. This is still very good for Lewis Hamilton. He's his first season in his car, team engineer, which I think should be replaced. I don't want to say fired because I don't want to see the guy lose his job on the team completely. I think he should be replaced. But if Lewis Hamilton can stay top 5 in qualifying and still manage to find some performance out of the car, if it's some there, this is still positive for him. This is still a decent season for him. I'm not shading him at all on that. Just like I'm not going to shade Sainz. Just like I'm not going to shade Yuki. Come on now. All right, 5 minutes. They about to get back out here. This is about to be it. This is about to be it. Nobody can sit in the garage and just sit on their laurels. They got to get out here and work. They got to twerk. They got to make it happen. Galactus in the super chat says Red Bull is consistent with strategy and pissed to be on it. They are. I agree. That's what I'm saying. I agree. Let's see about car development. 62% said right now Ferrari and Red Bull 5%. I think that's fair. I think that's fair right there. I don't know if Mercedes shouldn't have got anything. I think they should at least got maybe like 1%, maybe 2% or something like that, maybe. Just a little bit. Oh, give them a fig Newton, you know, give them a little cookie. Give them a little cookie. Somebody give Mercedes a cookie. Somebody give Mercedes a little fig Newton or a Pop-Tart today. Don't leave them at 0. You think 0 with kind of where Antonelli's been able to be with that car, we're going to, you know, just a little bit, just something? No, nobody's going to give them anything? All right, I got it. Nobody gives them anything. I can't vote. So they get nothing. I'll close them out at 0. That's what they get for not making things suitable for Lewis Hamilton. Shame on you. Shame on you. And it's quite possible Lewis Hamilton could be proven right for leaving that team altogether. I think it was good for leaving anyway, but you know, a lot of people wanted to see Mercedes all of a sudden just take off and be this bombastic team. And even if Russell could win a championship, just to further hate on Lewis Hamilton. It's crazy the success that people will hope for others that they don't even like because they just want to get less for somebody that just purely just, it's just kind of crazy how that works. You know, I guess it is, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess. Not in my situation. If you my enemy, and you don't like the other guy, I don't like your ass either. I just don't like both of y'all. For real, I can't trust neither one of you. The Leon Son in the super chat says, I don't think that Lewis engineers should leave or get fired. I don't think he should get fired. I think he might need to be replaced if they can't get on. He and Ham made 4th in Italy, work in 1st place in China. They just need, I agree. I do. You're right. You're right about that. You're right. It is going to be a growing period. And just like I'm giving Lewis Hamilton the opportunity to grow his engineership, I think you're right. I'm just going to say you're right. Correct. You're right. I stand corrected. Maybe shouldn't be replaced right now. Smash the like button, y'all. It's free. Doesn't cost a thing. All right, here we go. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Who's got it? Who's going to get pole position? Max Verstappen right now in fourth. Whew. Let's see where P is going to end up. Damn, could Pia grab pole position here? Eeh. Let's see what goes on. Norris still got it, though. Norris got it. Piastri, man, Norris got it. Norris got it. Norris is doing his thing. This is tight. This is tight between them. Come on, where's Ham going to end up? Less than 2 minutes now on the clock. Less than 2 minutes now on the clock. This is why I say qualifying in Monaco, absolutely enjoy it. I would pay for a qualifying ticket and watch the race at home if I had the chance to get to Monaco. I'm just gonna get a qualifying and free practice pass like Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm watching the race from the house. Save yourself some money. Save yourself some money. Damn, man, this is crazy. This is nice. Verstappen is splitting the Ferraris. I wonder if Lewis Hamilton had got a little bit of some damage on that car getting close to that wall. I just wonder. We're going to see how this lap looks for Hamilton. That Ferrari's looking good. Hamilton's looking hooked up right now. He's looking a little hooked up right now. Ugh, that didn't look so good right there, but you got to be careful around here. Too much, and you out of there. Hadjar up to fifth, bro. Let's go, Hadjar. Boo! Oh, my gosh. Hamilton up to third spot. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man. Leclerc up to first spot. Laying the track down. Where is the beat for the remix? The Ferraris are on it. Yo. Damn. Yo, Charles is just hooked up here. This is his home. I mean, what are we talking about? This is his house. Oh, Lando goes up. Lando goes up. Let's go. Where is Pia? Where's Max Verstappen? Max Verstappen P5. Yo, let's go. Lewis Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, and Pia. Yo, solid. So which one was it? Yo, it was 64%. Norris, Leclerc, and Pia. That was the 64%. Y'all got it. 64% better. It would be Norris, Leclerc, and Pia, and that is exactly what I got. We got to give me some credit too, though, because I put the options up. So evidently, I foresaw something, but there it is. There it is. Yo. That's crazy work. Crazy work. Yo, this was good. I'm good with this for sure. Mixed sandwich with McLaren and Ferrari. 2-car production lines out here in the public, and you can get either one of them. But it's probably better to buy McLaren because they don't treat their customers like crap when they want to do something to a car that they've paid hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for. Hamilton in front of Verstappen, like we had said, if he could find it. Hadjar in 6th. That's something to note. Albon 10th. Lawson, congratulations. Welcome to Q3. Yo, that was solid, chat. That was solid. That was solid. I like it. The Leon Son says that sector 1 and 3 killed Ham's chance. Still in the top 5. I'm liking that for him. Still being in that top 5. He's going to get there. Hamilton is going to get there, man. It's going to be it's coming. It's getting there, but he's definitely making some progress. In my opinion, he's making progress. There we go, chat. Game time. Game time. All right, that is it for qualifying. We will be live again tomorrow. Your pole position for Lando, Leclerc in second, and Pia. Where is this going to be for the Ferraris and the McLarens, man? We got a battle on our hands, chat. We have a legit battle on our hands, and it's now over because qualifying is over. The race itself is, I don't know what it's going to look like. Hopefully it can look good. I just don't have a lot of faith in Monaco race day. What a Q3. Thank you to all our service members. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Smash a like. Peace and love, fam. Peace and love to you, brother. And thank you. And big shout out to Hajar. Let's go, chat. All right, chat. We'll see you soon. We'll be live tomorrow. Peace and love to you all. Wolves Den Discord will also be tomorrow after the race, so be on the lookout for that posting. All right, let's see what happens. Monaco Grand Prix can be a snooze fest, but qualifying gave us something to watch today. Peace. Galactus says, now strategy is key for Sunday. Good luck, guys. Strategy and pit stop is definitely key. Yo, my Marine, my fellow brother right there, Simplify. See you. Navy, big time. Hoorah. Let's go.